You'd say that?
20 seconds, everybody. Do you need a script, Bob Cowsill?
Do I need a what?
A script.
I reread it. I'm prepared.
You're prepared because you can borrow Howard's. If you...
I'll remember if those are the issues.
Hey, Bob, you're gonna love the theme song. I think you're in it.
Thank you.
Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care.
So if you listen very carefully to that theme song, you will hear the dulcet tones of our guest star, Bob Cowsill, who's singing the male background vocals, playing the guitar, and being awesome like he is musically. Welcome our guest in the studio, Bob Cowsill.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
So the male parts, that's me, huh?
he's a friend of the show. Yes, we are Our Place Out Loud. I am Louise Palenker, your lovely and captivating host here with a panel of lovely and captivating teenagers. We've got Sio, we've got Keo, we've got Ryan, who's modeling the new Our Place tee, the girls' version, and owning it. That's the way. Who's the runner that does that?
God.
Yeah, the fast guy.
So
And we've got Olivia. And, of course, we've got Maddie and Jake in the studio. Maddie's supervising Jake this evening. So, Maddie, I would like a full report at the end of the show because it's Jake's yearly review. And, he's come up for review. And, he's kind of on the fence.
Can I go change now, Wheezy?
Yes, you can go change.
Well so far.
Ryan's not really owning that girl's tea. He just pretended to own the girl's tea. I think the phone was ringing. Anyway, so we have shout-outs today, and today's question for shout-outs was your 3 celebrity crushes. Maddie, take it away for shout-outs.
Okay. We have from Love Pink 101, we have Louis Tomlinson, Taylor Lautner, and Orlando Bloom.
Nice.
From Miss Jordan Chris Colfer, we have Chris Colfer.
Surprise.
From Skater Girl, we have Josh Hutcherson 3 times. From Kit Kat 24, we have Ben Wells, who's guitarist. From Kenzie, we have 3 of Justin Bieber. Smiley Face 000 says Ryan Higa, Augustus Prue, and the people of Monsters and Men. I think her response was a little bit confusing.
Okay, then just move it along.
And so, everyone, what are your 3 or less celebrity crushes?
Yes, take it to the room. Sio, celebrity crushes.
Okay, number 1, Eve, the rap artist / actress-ish. I just like her tattoos.
Cool.
2, the guy Raj from The Big Bang Theory.
Yes.
And okay. And 3, man,
It could be a cartoon.
Wait, what?
Oh, really?
That's allowed.
Okay. Then erase Eve, and so
Whoa.
Raj, and then Betty Boop and Jessica Rabbit.
Oh, all right. Nicely done. Keo.
Okay, I just thought of 3.
Once I added cartoons to the mix, it was like, yes, that
No.
Bugs Bunny is hot.
I don't have any cartoons. Ryan Higa, because somebody said that. I like Ryan Higa. Dave Chappelle, and what's his name? That's all. I don't remember the last one's name.
That's enough. We'll count one of them twice. Ryan?
Okay.
All right, so Olivia had to give me some help in coming up with these, but because I don't really have any except my final one, which is my real celebrity crush. But Selena Gomez, Victoria Justice, and last but certainly most, Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, very, very sexy. Okay.
So-
Go ahead, Olivia.
Mine would be Ellen DeGeneres.
Nice.
It's really tied between Aaron Carter and Drake Bell.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that one was hard. And then Matthew Gray Goobler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maddie and Jake has to do this too.
Right. Jake, why don't you go ahead?
Oh, fun. This is just celebrities we're like obsessed with, right?
Right.
Okay. Dimitri Martin,
Mm-hmm.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh,
Just because he plays straight way too well for a gay man, it's like scary.
it's terrifying.
And
It is. It's quite frightening.
I had this one. Don't remember.
Okay, I like him too.
Okay.
Maddie?
Mine are Ryan Gosling, of course, because somebody had to say it. Finnegan Harries from YouTube. Nobody knows. Never mind.
I know you love him.
And Dan Howell also from.
For the record, nobody
YouTube.
really had to say Ryan Gosling. I mean, it
I
wasn't
had to
that.
say it.
You didn't
I
have
had
to.
to say it.
All right, Bob. Do you have any celebrity crushes?
Me?
Yes, you.
I'm laughing because I don't know any of these names.
I know. It's kind of funny, right?
It is. So I'll give you. Well, I
You've heard
like
of Ellen DeGeneres,
I
right?
like Dale Evans
Yes, she's
as a
really,
cowgirl.
really beautiful.
I liked Annie Oakley as a cowgirl.
Right.
And I like Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney.
Paul
yes.
McCartney was a huge influence, and I was enamored with him.
Oh, that's a good one for me. So my celebrity crushes are Paul McCartney,
Hey, that was mine.
Carol Burnett, Carole King, and Paul Simon, and all of the Cowsills. I get to have more. I'm the host of the show.
I see that. Yeah.
So Bob Cowsill is here, and Bob and Paul Cowsill were my actual celebrity crushes as a child.
Wow.
And then I grew up in.
Sorry it didn't work out for us, Louise.
Well, a crush is meant to be a crush.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't meant to work out.
No, you
Right.
marry. You
How
grow
would
up
I
and
know?
marry,
How would
other
I
people.
know?
But you kind of, a crush kind of teaches you. Oh, I like this kind of person. Someone who's a good person, and
I
who's.
will be with Aaron Carter.
I know you're going to work out with. Well, actually, one of your brothers married the person who had a celebrity crush on him.
Oh.
Yeah, do you want to tell that story? It's a pretty good one.
What? You mean John and Vicky?
Yeah, so Vicky
Yeah,
Peterson.
I don't know the
Cowsill-
backstory on.
Well,
terms
I
of her
do because
having a
we have
crush
girl
on him.
talk.
Well,
so,
then you tell it.
all right, so Vicky Peterson Cowsill Bangle was a little kid, and her first album was "We Can Fly" by the Cowsills, and she loved John Cowsill, and he was a little bit older than her, maybe a few years. I'm not sure of the timing. And then she grew up and became a Bangle, which is like a girl group where she's playing guitar and being awesome and singing and doing just like what she wanted to do always all her life. And then she became famous as a Bangle, singing Manic Mondays and Walk Like an Egyptian and everything. And then she married Bob's younger brother, John Cowsill, her childhood celebrity crush.
So you may marry Aaron Carter.
I will.
I
You
can
could
marry
marry Aaron
Betty
Carter.
There's hope.
Hey,
There's-
these days anything can be arranged.
There's someone in this room
Holy
who
cow.
knows Aaron Carter,
I know.
and you have to figure out who it is.
It's Trish.
It might be Trish. And if it's not Trish, it may be Trish.
Might be Trish.
Trish is in the music industry. She's got the hookup.
Why have I not heard this before?
You don't even know who's in her phone. One day when she's in the bathroom, grab her phone.
I will.
You will see celebrity after celebrity after celebrity, all with the last name Carter.
Do you know Bruce Springsteen?
Yes.
Wait, really? Like, really?
One day Trish is going to be our guest on the show.
Can Bruce Springsteen be a guest on the show one day?
Do you think?
Please.
Do you think we should answer questions from kids?
I shook his hand. Yes, this hand. He was right in front of me, real close, because you got to be close to shake hands.
Last night I saw celebrities.
All right. First of all, I'm going to come back. Let's get to a couple kid questions, and then your father tells me that you have something to report
Yeah, I do.
involving your exciting life. Gaga first wanted us to say that Wheezy tonight, can you please pay tribute to the victims of the Oklahoma tornado destruction? 91 people are reported dead and some are missing. So our hearts and prayers out to you, Oklahoma, Oklahoma, Oklahoma. And that's your favorite movie, right, Bob?
Oklahoma?
Starring Shirley Jones.
Well, no, but it's a good musical. Everyone should.
You like Paint Your Wagon better because
Paint
it's
Your
more
Wagon
manly.
and Camelot, yes.
Yeah, and Camelot, yeah.
With Richard Harris, yes.
Right. So Bob Cowsill, how was it for you to have me following you around for 8 years? That must have been
Well,
really annoying.
Oh, I thought you meant as a kid having a crush. I was
Oh,
going to
no.
tell you, I never met you, and
I don't
we
think
didn't
you
know
got
about
any of
each
my
other.
letters.
Well, no, the things were different back then.
Yeah.
Now they can connect.
Yeah.
You know, now it's different.
But I mean, the last 8 years of your life, you were like...
it was a bit intrusive.
Yeah.
To the point we stopped for 2 years. So, it was, if you're ever going to do a story about yourself, well, don't do it yourself, that's for sure. That's number one. But number two, you're going to have to be ready to kind of open up in ways you're not normally wouldn't expect to have to do.
But now that it's done, are you happy that we did it?
Oh, I was happy that we were doing it. I was okay with that part of it. I wasn't all like, why am I doing this? Or I wouldn't have done it. And we stopped for 2 years because we thought, well, maybe we don't want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But then we picked it up again and finished it. So it was kind of cool.
It kind of had its own rhythms to it. And
Oh, it
happened when
ran us and you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Had its own timeline.
That's true. So starting again in June, you will be able to see Family Band on all the Showtime networks. And within a couple of weeks, it will be on all the video demand services so that you can find it on Amazon, iTunes, Netflix. And our own Justin made that happen. He's the genius behind that. So look for it soon.
Thank
If you
you.
have any questions for Bob Cowsill, or if you've already seen Family Band on Showtime and want to ask Bob Cowsill a question about being a Cowsill, please give us a call at 888-531-7171. Let's see if any Cowsill fans call in tonight, because usually they're not watching this show
I'm
because
sure.
they don't have
I think-
pimples and they're not concerned with
I
pubescent
think they're going
issues.
to call and say, what is a Cowsill?
What is a Cowsill?
And then I'll ask a question of it.
You know what's funny is when I posted on Facebook that you were going to be on the show, I wrote Bob Cowsills because my fingers were just used to writing Cowsills. Did you marry
You
some?
misspelled
Bob's
my
wife.
last name, didn't
Yes,
you?
I did.
Oh.
You're a plural.
That's
There
all
are
right.
several
I
of
put a
you.
U in your name and call you Palunker. So it's good.
It's all good. All right, Ripple16 writes, I know this isn't a question, but I have to say it. Girls, stop asking if you are pretty. Okay, so something that's new to the app, Olivia, is now they can upload their own picture.
Right, I know.
So they're all kind of being self-conscious and saying, am I pretty, am I pretty, am I pretty? So that's all happening. So Ripple's right, stop asking if you were pretty because you're all beautiful, and if someone says you're not, then they aren't worth your time. We're all beautiful in our own way. If you don't get asked out right away, it doesn't matter. Your time will come. I just hate people saying that people call them ugly. God made no human being ugly. Have a good night. Smiley face. Anyone want to testify to that? Olivia?
Well, once the upload your own picture happened,
Right.
it took me at least 45 minutes to pick a picture.
Well, you didn't
Not
understand the
gonna
whole
lie.
update anyway, so you're usually confounded by technology.
Yeah.
So this just added to your
But it was difficult because I didn't know which one was a good representation of me.
even though you understand that the picture is this big.
Yes, I do. I
Okay.
completely get that.
Ryan?
You know, as odd as it sounds, I actually had that same scenario where I really wanted to post this picture of me and Dwight Howard, but it was like at nighttime and there were lights and it looked like I was at like some really hardcore rager party and that's not me, and it doesn't even look like it's Dwight Howard, so people would probably get the wrong idea about me, which I didn't want, but I really wanted that picture to be it. I didn't end up choosing it, but yeah.
Well, you can pick another one for your background picture, and those are bigger.
Yeah, but that one's like a
Actually,
UCLA, like the.
I'll show you how. But you're going to meet him again and get another picture taken.
Maybe. I hope so.
I mean, I finally got to meet Bob Cowsill.
When I'm like 30 in like the media, then yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
you're
but he'll be a lot older and really nice then and want to hang with
hope
you and
so.
be a cool guy.
I hope so.
Ryan's a sports reporter. He writes for the UCLA. What do you write for?
Gojo Bruin. We're not technically affiliated with UCLA, but we're a UCLA athletics blog. There's, not to get too in depth, but Sports Illustrated has a series of sites that they own, one of which is fan-sided, and that's the third biggest fan-based blogging site on the web. And then within fan-sided, there's over 230 sites, one of which is my site that I write for. That's what this shirt is.
Cool.
And you would
Yeah.
rather wear that shirt than the new Our Place tee that you were
Sorry,
modeling
Wheezy,
earlier?
but, you know,
Oh.
I really would.
Consider my feelings hurt.
This one fits. You know, that's kind of important to me.
So if you saw Ryan before he dashed out of the room to change back into man clothes, the shirt is quite adorable. It's for girls. It's for summer. It's V-neck, and it's kind of purpley. And we all really like the colors, the way they came out. So thank you. What's the name of the website where you get them? Custom Tee?
It looks like an
CustomLink.com.
octopus.
Huh?
It looks like an octopus.
The OPN?
Yes.
Oh, I guess it does. All right, so next we have Scout Loves Oreos. There is a guy that likes me. And this is kind of, I put this after the post where somebody said, where Ripples16 said, nobody is ugly.
Yeah.
This
I
girl
noticed
writes,
that.
there's this guy that likes me. He is ugly and annoying. And I think he can be annoying without you having to mention that he's ugly because someone else might find him beautiful. I see you back there, Maddie. For the past 2 years, he has been stalking me. During our school trip, he followed me everywhere. He plays with my hair. How can I get him to stop? Should I ignore him? The last day of school is tomorrow, so I just have one more day, but there is a school dance. Do I tell him I don't like him? I'm going to go to Maddie first because I might forget she's raising her hand because I can't quite see her.
Okay, so I answered this question in the app, and what I said is try to say it nicely, don't be really harsh with him and be like, I really dislike you. Be nice about it, but I mean, if he's making you uncomfortable, then definitely say something. Because, you don't want to be forced to feel like, you can't say anything to someone who's making you uncomfortable.
Exactly. You can say, hey, personal space, comma, dash, colon, it's an issue. Go ahead, Sio.
Okay, when I was in 6th grade, there was this boy who liked me and who always followed me around. And I mean, he wasn't like bad looking or anything. I just was really uncomfortable with people liking me that openly, and
Right.
it was annoying. So I had this rolling backpack, and he would follow behind me.
That is...
And so I stopped really quickly, and I turned around, like rammed the rolling backpack into his feet, and he fell down. I didn't feel bad while I was doing it.
It's kind of
But
like
I
the
felt
same
that afterwards.
technique as when somebody's like
No,
tailgating
let
you
me
and you
finish.
like jam on the brakes, so they'll crash.
And
You
then I
rear-ended
said,
him.
And then I said, I did. He fell, and I said, stop following me.
Okay, that's
and then
a little-
I left.
That's very clear.
Okay,
Don't you think he
but-
probably
It's
cried
not
after
a mixed
that?
signal.
Yeah, I think he probably did because he was really, really sweet.
You,
I mean,
it's
I really
Way to
shouldn't
scare
have-
away
vehicular-
sweet
I
guys.
shouldn't have done
vehicular
that.
manslaughter, but you made your
It wasn't-
point.
It wasn't like it. I mean, I would have done that with any. I was just uncomfortable.
I understand. 6th grade. It's very young. Go ahead, Q.
Well, that sounds very funny and everything. I don't think you should be, sharing. But like, I would say try and be nice as you can, because I mean, people like nice people. Be as nice as you can be. So, be clear and tell him you don't like him, and that it's not. And but be like, don't be mean. Don't say you're ugly, leave me alone, and definitely don't hurt him.
Exactly.
But yeah, Ryan.
Don't
what
hurt his person or his feelings, but say, I'm going to need more space.
I
You're
mean,
making me uncomfortable.
You might hurt his feelings, but don't try and hurt his
Exactly.
feelings.
Right, guy?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that's been said, and you know, especially if you're uncomfortable with it, especially with the touching the hair thing, you know, you got to make a point that you're not
Yeah.
okay with that.
Yeah.
But I am not okay with that. It took me a minute to figure out what you were doing, and then I was like, she's making a point, but no. But the other thing about that is, just don't be harsh on him, because even just like this question, at first I was like, wow, that's kind of harsh. Like, especially if he thinks he's unattractive. I mean, he's probably like, you know, like, oh man, there's this girl I like, but I'm not attractive enough, and I don't have good girl skills, and so, you know, like, he's probably not trying to stalk you. He's just probably not good socially, and like, I don't know, not everyone is, like,
Right.
But you know, so don't be too harsh on him with the ugly and annoying stuff. Like, he may get under your skin, but you know, don't be too harsh on him. I guess that's all I can say.
Liv?
I mean, I agree with everything that has been said so far. Like, don't go out of your way to make him feel bad. But you do need to put an end to this before the beginning of next year, you know, because it's just going to continue.
Yeah, the longer you let it go, the more annoying it becomes, and then when you finally do blow them, you'll be extra mean. And whereas if you say it before, it becomes, because the guy's playing with your hair, he's invading your personal space. You have a right to say something. But we're going to move along because I understand, Olivia, you've had some very glamorous adventures.
Yeah,
I'd like to hear all about it.
Okay, so today was my last day of high school, so that happened.
Congratulations.
I went to prom. Yeah, like a real one, not
Wow.
an our place one. And then,
Burn.
well, we didn't have like dancing. We
We
should
had
have,
decorations.
but that's
Anyways,
not
go
the
ahead.
same as dancing. And then last night I saw the Rolling Stones.
What?
Yeah,
Not fair.
and I Snapchatted this guy
Oh, really?
pictures of the concert. Yeah, I did. So yeah, it was
Bob's
fun.
playing a Stone song.
I'm just backing up music.
I can't get no.
That's what they closed with.
Snapchat.
Cool.
Dude, at one of the Rolling Stones concert, when I picked up the mic, I was like, "Duh." But sorry. Let me go.
Start over, Ryan. Redo. Or as Bob says, erase
Oh
these.
my god, this is the most embarrassing thing ever. I can't believe this is happening right now.
at one of okay, I think it was like one of the first times, like in the past couple of weeks, that I like the Rolling Stones, because I guess they're doing a bunch of concerts in the LA area.
Yeah.
One of the first ones they did in this series of concerts, the UCLA marching band came out at the beginning. Just wanted to share that because
Oh.
Bruins.
It's all about the UCLA. All right, so
fan
that's
analysis.
super exciting. Did you get to meet Mick Jagger? Did you get to move like Jagger?
I didn't, but I'm sure he saw me
oh, I
in the
know he
crowd.
did. Cross a
because he
crowded
did a
room.
lot of this.
It's all about that
Um,
blonde girl who's going to Emerson.
Yeah. Oh, and
Yeah.
the woman next to us.
Right.
She was intoxicated.
Okay.
And she kept reaching over to be like, "You're going to college," because my dad told her that I was going to college. And then she was like, "I'm from Texas," and I'm just like, "Yes, you are."
Nice work, Dad. Chatting it up with intoxication. That's nice. Oh, okay. Well, it's good to know one. They're better sober, but we're going to go on to Soccer Girl. We are Our Place Out Loud. I am Louise Palenker here with Olivia, Ryan, Keo, Sio, Jakey, and Olivia. And we have our special guest in the studio, Bob Cowsill. If
Hi.
If you have a question for Bob Cowsill, 888-531-7171. Let me ask you this
Forgot
question.
Maddie.
Bob Cowsill. Maddie, I can't see you. But it is my bad. I do take full responsibility for forgetting your name. Bob, did you
Yes.
ever have any girls that were following you around in high school that you weren't that interested in?
That I was not that interested in. Phew. No, but I got there's just one thing I got to say about that first question.
Go.
The twirling hair girl.
Yep, that's one. That's
All
one
right.
we're on. Yeah.
Because I think that girl is sending mixed signals. Because did you see that? What happened just then with that twirling hair scene?
I
It
did.
ended immediately, and if somebody's twirling her hair, she is quietly allowing it.
I agree.
Okay, so
Good
she
point.
has to watch her. She may be inadvertently leading him to think that I can twirl. She lets me twirl her hair.
Right.
Man, a guy could take that and run a mile with
Oh,
something like
he
that.
sure could.
So I'm just saying she might want to think about her role in this relationship and might like the attention but doesn't like the guy, so rolls with it this way and that way. But that's a mixed signal situation, so I'd watch that.
That's
all I wanted to say
excellently
about
said
that.
and an excellent point, because once someone's touching your person, you'd think you'd be unhanding that person.
Pretty invasive, and if you
Pretty-
allow it, that's a
then-
big signal.
Oh yeah, exactly. So you can't
Big.
really blame the guy. You need to be more clear if you don't like it
Yes.
in life.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now where were we? Oh, girls in high
girls,
school.
yeah.
Well, high school wasn't like that back then. It was very rigid and very straight and very
Did you go
straightforward.
to a Catholic school?
No, it wasn't Catholic school. It was a public high school, but we were a different generation. If they did it, they just sort of giggled with their girlfriends about it and didn't make too big a deal out of it with the guy.
So did girls know that you were in a band?
I don't really even know. Wasn't talked about in high school because you weren't supposed to be in a band playing at the local club in high school.
Oh,
so
really?
Mum was the word.
So
It's
you were
just-
keeping it on the down low.
No, not on purpose. Just people knew that about us. I've been playing guitar since 7 or 8. It's what I did, so it's not like they didn't know. It's just that it wasn't a big point of discussion in high school. High school was the point of discussion in high school. I didn't know what half of the kids did when they left.
But
the
I thought
grounds.
you told me that when you guys would rehearse on the porch, that all the neighborhood kids would come around and sit on the
Well,
lawn.
that's home.
Yeah, but
Well,
they
that's
must
not
have gone
high
to your
school.
school.
No, actually, they didn't.
Really?
No, that was two different cities, and yeah, I mean, when we were in the doing the band rehearsals, yeah, the kids would sit on the lawn, and everyone knew what we were doing. But you asked, was that a big discussion in high school? And it really never was. We were into sports and the normal high school stuff. I think they knew what I did on the weekends, but you guys, you got to understand, 16-year-old, 15-year-old, and a 10 and an 8-year-old on bass and drums playing in a local club in Newport, Rhode Island, where we were in high school and they were in grade school, and we were playing 9 to 1 at night on Fridays and Saturdays at that age. So I don't know how they did it and got us in there legally, but it wasn't talked about, not really, in high school. I was dealt with all the normal high school stuff.
Mm-hmm. You were
That-
just one of the guys.
Loved high school. I loved it. Loved school. It was where I went, where my friends were, where peace and quiet was. It was just a great place to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loved school.
All right, question from Scout Loves Oreo. Oh, or did we just do that one? Okay, Soccer Girl. Thank you for helping me keep track of my rundown. Soccer Girl. Who wants to read Soccer Girl's question? I'm kind of sick of hearing my own voice. Ryan?
All right, soccer girl. Wheezy, I have a really big decision. I'm thinking about quitting soccer. Soccer has been in my life since I was 3, and I still love to play, but I can't stand some of my teammates. Today we had a good soccer scrimmage, and they kept... Wait, we had... Oh, not good. That's below it. Today we had a soccer scrimmage, and they kept yelling at me saying I wasn't good enough. My coach wasn't there, so he doesn't know. I'm really upset to the point that I'm thinking about quitting soccer altogether because this is the only team in my town. So it's either put up with my mean, annoying teammates or quit soccer. I'm really stuck. Can you please help me? P.S. It's fine if you want to put any of my questions on. Oh, on. All right.
Yes, and that's exactly what we're doing. And I think if you quit soccer, you will have to change your screen name so it's unacceptable to quit soccer, because then
Wow.
you would be ex-soccer girl, and it's more difficult to pronounce. Ryan, I mean, sometimes we have tough days at sports, right?
Yeah, well,
And-
I was going to say something that, I mean, yeah, that too, and I'll get into that. But it also
Okay.
something just applies to just about everything. Don't let anyone scare you away from what you love doing.
Good.
Because, like, just from personal experience, like, I've had people I, like, idolize, express anger towards me because of my sports writing, but I love sports writing and I haven't stopped. And it's like it's the kind of thing where and these are the people I like idolize. Like I have their autographs on my wall. It's like this is, and so, but still I didn't let that scare me away from it, and I'm proud of that. But so don't let anything that anyone else does scare you away from anything you love doing or push you out of it. And then the thing about just like sports individually, your teammates are always going to get pissed at you. My teammates probably get pissed at me a lot because I'm really critical of them. But it's just that like you just tell them like I'm doing the best I can, and they'll. And, there's not much they can say to that. You're not doing good enough. I'm doing the best I can. And then what are they going to say? Like, they can't.
I mean, you're always going to get that in sports one way or another. What you're doing is going to frustrate someone else because kind of what you do affects them. Like, one time, I'm not like a big team sports person, but one time I was playing golf with grown-up ladies, and I was like 15 years old, and I hit like 2 like grounders in a row, where, in other words, the ball didn't even get up in the air. And these grown-up ladies, one of them turned around and said, "You're going to have to try and keep up." Like I intended to hit the ball badly. Like you're a grown-up lady with a husband, and I'm a kid. What kind of thing is that to say to me? So that hurt my feelings, and I remember it to this day. But I remember thinking it says more about her than it does about me. I mean, yeah, I could be a bad golfer for the rest of my life, and it won't matter. But you're going to be a nasty B something, and it's harder to cure. Yeah, go ahead, Olivia.
I played soccer.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't good.
Right.
I scored a goal, and it was for the wrong team.
Okay.
So instead of playing, I decided to sit on the side and do
Right.
everyone's hair before they had to go out into the game.
I mean, there's a place for that.
And so that was my soccer experience, and pretty much my experience with every other sport I attempted.
I think when you score a goal for the other team, you can just see it as like your charity work for that year.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maddie? What?
Oh.
Sorry, Maddie?
So last year was 7th grade for me, and the big sport type thing was volleyball. Like the girls' volleyball team was like the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, my school does like the open tryouts. Like everybody, is on the team when they try out. So I tried out, and then I actually later on I got kicked off the team because I was so uncoordinated that I was injuring people every single practice. So they were like, "I'm sorry, we're gonna have to ask you to step out."
You're a hazard.
Yeah, it was really embarrassing.
I mean, everyone has had embarrassing moments at sports. They're just kind of like designed to embarrass and humiliate you, Keo.
Okay. Well, I'm not suggesting that she should quit at all.
Yeah.
But I do want to point out that it's probably a very difficult thing if you don't get along with your teammates in general, because you're supposed to be working together. So that's kind of something that makes things more difficult. Even if it's something that you love, it might turn into something that you're not enjoying. I think there's ways that you can work around it, and like Ryan said, say I'm trying my best, because I mean, something that'll frustrate me is when I'm playing a sport, soccer, because I play soccer, is if I feel like they're not trying.
Right.
But I don't, like, if they're not good, then it's not, then I'm like, oh, but you're trying. You're still
Right.
trying. That's a good thing.
I think that's a
So-
very, very important point, to
Yeah.
look like you've got some hustle.
Yes.
Bob, you played on teams, didn't you?
Sure did.
Yep. So any moments like this ring a bell?
Well, yeah, all through life, this
Mhm.
girl's going to have this. This is the start of it. And she can take the, I wouldn't stop something you love for anybody or any condition. I'd work through it. And if she just needs to turn this into a life experience and stay with the team, and she's going to meet people like this her whole life. If she quits now, I don't think that's going to be good for later.
I would agree, too. And is
Yeah.
it similar to being in a band, do you think sometimes? Do you notice any
Well,
similarities?
in a normal band, it's similar because you can quit the band.
But I mean, in terms of bandmates looking over at you, like, you played that chord, like that.
Yeah, but it's not serious like sports because it's just different to me.
I mean, it's not so much like you win or lose with a band.
Exactly. It's a slightly different scenario. I mean, look, if you don't get along in a band, you're going to break up. I mean, everyone knows the bands that break up, all right? They quit soccer, quote unquote, you know.
Yeah.
But you can still play your music. You can still go play music. This girl quit soccer. She's done with soccer.
I see.
So that's the
Right.
difference. So
Yeah.
you know, so it's different that way.
Yeah, and you quit, and then you're out. You're off the team at least for the season, which means you probably won't go back. and then you've made that decision. Go ahead, Q.
I also want to say there's ways to play soccer without
Mhm.
being on a team, because I was never on a team, but I always played soccer, mostly because my dad used to play soccer professionally, so I played growing up, and I would just play with him, and we wouldn't play like normal soccer. We would play our own version of, but still soccer.
Oh, so in your version, like, can you use your hands?
No,
Oh.
you throw. There's only one goal, and you throw the ball up and let it bounce 3 times, and then it's every man for themselves.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan.
Yeah, I was gonna say on Kyo's previous thought about just like that people like I get bothered when people don't try, and so like just today at lunch, basketball, which really isn't a big deal because nobody really takes it seriously, but like my teammates, I had a couple of people on my team, including myself, who just like weren't playing well, but we were trying, and like whereas most people would be like, oh man, you just got your ankle's broken or whatever, I'd be like, that's all right, good defense, keep working on it, and it's just like. I think that really helps the team and it helps everyone. So on top of what you can do to like defend yourself, see what you can do to help your teammates, because building relationships with your teammates is always going to, it goes both ways. If you're always, saying it's all right, good job, they're going to want to come back and say the same thing to you.
Yep. Good hustle. Good hustle. All right, let's see what else we've got here. We are Our Place Out Loud. I am Louise Palanker. We're here with Bob Cowsill. Give us a call at 888-531-7171. We would love to hear from you. Oh, snap, it's Becky. Who doesn't love that screen name? Who wants to read her question? Maddie.
Okay. I went to my friend's birthday party the other day, and she invites these guy friends. Let's call them Hudson and Braden. That's not their names, but I like those names anyway. One of the girls that was invited suggested we play Spin the Bottle, and I was the first person, and the first person I landed on was Hudson. So we kissed 2 times, and then to make things intense, we made it 5 seconds. Honestly, I didn't mind playing after the first round, so when I spun on Hudson for the 5-second one, I was so intense and sparks flew, and I like Hudson and he likes me too, but he's dating someone who happens to be my bestie, and when I saw her today, I almost told her, but I can't. Do you think I should tell her? If so, how?
Okay, so there's several layers of intrigue here. Should you be playing Spin the Bottle while you're in a relationship? Okay, go ahead, Olivia.
No. You're breaking the rules.
Who's this Hudson character? What are we
Yeah.
going to do with him? Wring his
I don't-
neck?
Something like that.
What?
We're not going to do that.
We're not going to wring his neck? We don't know him.
No, I feel like that's totally breaking the rules. I feel like once you're in a relationship, you are no longer allowed to play
Yeah.
Spin the Bottle or like 7
Single
minutes
people
in
games.
heaven. Yeah.
Right.
That's not okay.
So let's imagine that they're in 7th or 8th grade and they don't quite know the rules, or they don't quite know that if someone says, hey,
No,
I have a good
you know.
idea. Let's
You know.
play a kissing game. Oh, you still know?
You know.
So what's with this Hudson character?
This
And-
Hudson character.
Okay,
is-
so now it's her best friend's boyfriend.
yeah, no, you have to tell her, and
Oh my
it's going to
goodness.
ruin your relationship.
Because she's going to hear it from somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. There
Go
were
ahead, Ryan.
multiple people there.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, no, she's going to hear it from someone else, and she's going to be mad that you didn't tell her. She's going to be mad when you tell her, but less mad, especially because then you can apologize, saying, look, I did it, impulsively. It wasn't the smartest decision I made, but you can back yourself up when you tell it to her. When you hide it from her, and then she finds out, there's really not much you can say. And then as for Hudson, it's like, come on, man. Like, it doesn't matter why. You don't kiss someone else when you have a girlfriend. You just don't do that. Like, it's called cheating. And so it doesn't matter if you were playing Spin the Bottle. You still kiss someone else. Like, you
Yeah.
just don't do that.
Spin the Bottle doesn't absolve you of boyfriend obligations. Do you wonder what Keo thinks?
Sure.
So I think you definitely need to tell your friend, because like everyone said, somebody's going to tell her. And when you tell her, you can at least do some damage control, because you already messed up. You did something that was really messed up. So, I mean, the best thing you can do is tell her, I did something awful and I'm really sorry. And don't do that kind of thing again, because it can ruin relationships.
Okay, let me ask another question. Do you think that kissing somebody can set off, I don't know what the right chemical term is, that make you feel like you're in love with someone when really before the kissing game he was someone else's boyfriend, but now that you've kissed him,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
you may not really be in love with him. You may just be excited because something very exciting just happened, and give it a couple days to calm down, and don't get too carried away with the moment. Go ahead, Sio.
Also, I feel like because it's like, oh, he's somebody else's, and like I kissed him, you know. I feel like
It's almost
that
like,
plays a part in the love. Oh my God.
So does it feel like something
Yeah.
territorial or conquering something, or
It's just
what are
like-
the right words?
Like, ooh,
Ownership.
Living
look
life
what
on the
I
edge.
did.
Oh, because
Exactly.
it's forbidden.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think, Olivia?
Well, also she's like, oh, Hudson totally likes me, but like, does he? Because he was in that group and he could have kissed anyone.
He might just
It
be a
just
scum.
happened to be you. Like,
Well, I think she thinks because the 5 minutes were so intense that
And
5 seconds.
And he likes your best friend.
And sparks were flying.
He likes your best friend, so I'm not quite sure that he likes you. But, and also, yeah, 5 seconds, 5 seconds.
whoa, man.
It's like, I mean, come on.
I never played.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So why hasn't Hudson pulled away? He's getting off free a little here.
Yeah, I think.
What's
yeah.
he doing in the game?
Yeah.
She's not
If-
that. She can be in the game. What's he doing
If
there?
Hudson's just a scumbag, which seems like he is, but I don't want to make any assumptions about him. What?
No, it's not.
He's just
Not
like
really.
he's getting to kiss a girl, and then he's already kissing another girl on the side. Oops, sorry. So I mean, if he's a scumbag, it's all benefit. If he's not, then I don't know what to say.
But let's say that you're playing. Okay, so let's say you're innocently playing spin the bottle, and it lands on the boyfriend of your bestie. Should you say, "I'm not kissing him.
Yes.
He's dating my girlfriend"? They're both culpable.
What you're supposed to say is, Hudson, you're not allowed to play.
Yeah,
You're
right.
dating my best friend.
What are you doing here?
Right. Let's back this truck up.
And
Yeah.
you're like,
So there were several places along the way where people could have made other decisions but didn't.
that's
So
a s-
now you're in this predicament and you have to pay the price, which
Yep.
is you're going to have to tell her. And I don't know if salvaging this friendship will be able to happen.
Nope.
But please learn from it.
I
You
think
can't-
Hudson's in trouble.
Hudson's in trouble.
Also, what if she hears it from Hudson first? Her friend hears
Right.
it from Hudson first, and he completely changes the story to be like, your friend kissed me.
They tied me up and I was
Yeah.
unconscious. And then the next day they told me that. So I don't even. Because guys, did you want to say something, Ryan?
Oh yeah.
Chloroform.
No, I was just going to use Khalil's favorite pickup line. Does this shirt smell like chloroform to you? but
Your friends are dastardly.
no, but what I was going to say is just I think that I actually do think the friendship can be salvaged if you guys are best friends. And if you tell her, look, I impulsively made a bad decision. I really am sorry, and all I can give you is all I can say is I'm sorry. I can't go back and I can't change it. I understand if you blah blah blah. She's gonna hold a grudge for a little while, but I think eventually you guys will build back up that friendship
Hopefully.
because she's gonna
You-
realize it was an 8th grade
Right, but you
boyfriend
cannot
and-
continue in this pattern of like trying to conquer
No,
other
yeah.
people's boyfriends and husbands or whatever.
Not at all.
Brian 80. I got a friend in one class in one calls and we hang out and talk to each other and it's a small class and after that period we go into another big class and he doesn't talk to me. He ignores me and talks to the popular kids. Should I be his friend? So he's got a friend who talks to him in one class and then doesn't talk to him in another class. Olivia.
I remember in 6th grade, my friend Julia, who is still my friend to this day, it was before school. I'll never forget the story because it's so ridiculous. But she was talking to Jamie Gabay. And Jamie Gabay, once this group of girls got to school, was all like, I can't be seen talking to you anymore. It will ruin my reputation.
What?
Yeah. So I feel like that is this situation. And if you're friends with this person, you need to go up to them and be like, okay, we're either friends or we're not. You can't be two ways about me. You know, we're either always friends or we're not friends at all.
Right.
So
I can't just be a friend of convenience.
you have to pick.
But it's hard to say that in like 6th or 7th grade.
I feel like, I mean, maybe, but I don't think so.
So what did you say to her?
Well, it wasn't me
Oh,
who said
okay.
it. It was my friend Julia, and Julia just stood there and was like,
Wow.
but we still, I sometimes think of what I would have said if Jamie Gabay had said that to me.
And it would have been?
Like, well, so what? Like, something along
I would
those
have said,
lines.
you don't have a reputation.
Yeah.
Burn. Ryan?
I definitely see the side that Olivia was talking about, but I also see how there could be another side of it, which is you've got this small class, which he has with you, and then he doesn't have with those other kids, and they may have. Look, I'm not saying it goes either way. This is just my other interpretation. But he may have those friends who happen to be popular, and he doesn't have the other class with them. So he's like, all right, I have this class with you. I'll talk to you, and when I have time with them, I'll talk to them. And he's like, obviously when he's in your class without them, he can't talk to them. And if he, I don't know. I feel like he's just. To me, my first impression was just that he's talking to everyone, and that it doesn't specifically say that, like, you can't talk to him. He just doesn't talk to you. He ignores him. But I don't think, I guess, if he's actually ignoring you when you, like, say something to him and he's not responding, or he's, like, waving you off, then there's a bigger
What
issue.
if you say to him in the other class, like, how come you ignore me in that other class? Just, like, don't act like you don't notice it. Just kind of put him on the spot.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if he's not your friend, then you're going to lose him anyway.
Problem
right, Bob?
equals
Right.
solved.
You have wisdom.
Well, I think he's, but like you say, I mean, there might not be enough facts in this one.
Right, we don't have enough
he
information.
seems to be oversensitive on the issue, but there might be a reason we don't know about that. That
Mhm.
sensitivity is warranted. So,
Understood.
he should just write it off, say, whatever, this guy, and keep being himself.
Exactly. Just, roll with
He's
it
apparently putting a lot of importance in this relationship, but
with this one kid, yeah. Keo, you wanted to add something? Nope, we're good. All right, we are Our Place Out Loud. Give us a call at 888-531-7171. We have in the studio with us Bob Cowsill from the Cowsills, from the movie Family Band, The Cowsill Story, starring Bob Cowsill. And you can find that motion picture on Showtime, and soon coming to VOD, as the kids call the video on demand. Kelvin 15 writes, I have trouble getting girls' attention. It's all about popularity and looks where I generally live. I have neither, but I am respectful and sweet and caring. Any help or advice will be taken to heart. Ryan.
You're the future husband.
Yay. It's true.
It's hard to admit. It's hard to accept.
You know what I told the kid in the app? I said, the girl who likes you isn't brave enough to talk to you yet.
Probably.
Because the people that start talking to the opposite sex are the people that are maybe more distracted by superficiality. They won't always be. They may not always be, but it's usually what brings people out of their shell is kind of noticing certain things that aren't really the things that wind up being important, if that makes any sense. Keo?
Yeah, I was going to say you might be getting attention from girls, you just don't know it because
They're too shy to come over.
Yeah.
Like they're just as like they're writing this letter to me somewhere else,
Yeah.
going, "How come I'm nice and respectful and nobody,
Yeah.
the good-looking boys don't talk to me?" And you know what? No one is how they're gonna look yet. And during adolescence, you're not gonna look this way forever. You could come to a class reunion in 20 years and be the most handsome guy in the room. And we've, all the grown-ups in the rom, we've all gone to reunions and seen that, right? Where you're like, what? Because the popular guy is like now pudgy and bald, and they're always bald. Those popular guys, I think they're born with receding hairlines. Those popular guys. Some of them
LeBron
are
James.
bald by their senior year. I mean, it's fine to be bald. Bald is attractive, but I'm just trying to make a point. What, are you in love with a bald guy?
No.
Trish is in love with Captain Picard. It's so true. He doesn't have a hair on his head. Go ahead, Olivia.
I saw the baldest man I've ever seen yesterday.
Really? How bald was he? Did he have eyebrows?
Almost no.
Okay.
They were so white. So you could tell this guy went white and then
White
he went
and bald.
And it was unbelievable. Like my brother, he was you're going to be me. And my brother was like this.
Your brother's horrible.
Yeah,
it's
but
not
like,
funny.
No, it was
That's
it
just
was
how he looks.
it was unbelievable.
But maybe he's albino.
No, he had a tan.
A bald albino.
No.
All right. Well, he probably gets all the girls.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But he was so bald.
Anyway, we're off topic. What I'm saying is be yourself, because being respectful and sweet and caring, that's what takes you through a lifetime, right, Bob?
sweet and caring will win out in the long run.
Always.
Or being bald.
But I know he
Always.
exists in the short run, and that's an issue.
It's hard not to exist in the short run when your life has only been like 13 years of living. You don't really know what the long run even looks like at that point in your journey. It's like standing at the beginning of the road and going, yeah, all you know is the road from here to here. You don't know what all the road is going to do, these really cool things that it's going to do. All you know is like from here to here. Go ahead, Keo, and then you, Ryan. I know you're excited, Ryan, to talk, but the point of fairness is that Keo's hand was up first. Yes, you were the more excited person on the panel, but his hand was still up first. But throw to him, please.
Okay.
Okay.
I was going to say that if you do get attention from girls from acting a way that you're not really going to feel good. It's going to be like you're acting fake. So I mean, you just want to be yourself, and some girl will find you attractive and like that, and it'll be a good feeling. Go ahead, Ryan.
Catching that throw. All right, so I came up with a garbage analogy that I think is really good for
Nice.
for this.
Okay.
You know when you're really, really, really hungry and you eat, or sometimes you don't eat because you can't eat, and then when you eat later, it's that much better? That's the long one versus the short one. You can
So-
enjoy the food mediocrely, or if you wait till you're really hungry and then eat it, it's that much better.
Or like drinking water when you're really thirsty.
Well, no, I just get hungry.
Well, a lot of people in today's youth feel that they should have everything they want when they want it because so many things are readily available. You know, you want information, it's like, Google it. We used to have to go home and look in the encyclopedia, or we'd have to call a friend and have her call another friend. Who knows the name of blah. Now it's just like, oh, you get a message to Marge, you just text her and Marge knows what you need her to know, like, right that second. Like, so it's hard to wait for love when everything else is coming immediately. Olivia?
Speaking of getting information really quickly,
Yes.
and my mom,
Mm-hmm.
well, she didn't have Google growing up because she's a bit older. So now when she types into Google, she asks Google, and she goes, Google, how many calories are in a Coca-Cola? But it's Google, comma, how many calories are
Dear
in a
Google.
Coca-Cola?
And then she puts the date.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
She's so cute. All right, one last question from Let Matt Be Super. So I haven't seen my mom in 4 months. She used to brutally beat me, but my family said she's been better, and I have to stay with her this summer for 2 weeks. What should I do? How should I act? It doesn't sound like enough of a... Like there's been enough reconnaissance done on this situation to leave you alone with this person for 2 weeks. It sounds kind of sketchy. I think you need to be more reassured, and there needs to be someone else present with your mom so that you're not alone with your mom. Because brutally beating someone, that's criminal.
That doesn't go away.
No. Kyo.
And I also wonder what being better means, because does that mean she's just gonna not brutally beat you, just slightly beat you? Like,
I would laugh if it were funny. But
you're laughing.
We're laughing because it's one of those awkward laughs. It's not a
So
funny scenario,
horrible.
but
No,
we're-
but like,
It's-
what-
it's weird
what
to
is
talk about.
She's been better, and also, how are you gonna know that she's been better if you haven't been with her? I mean,
yeah.
Exactly. I don't think you should be alone with her for 2 weeks, and I don't think. And I would want to know that everybody has been to see a psychologist and that someone's looking in on the situation. I don't think you should be alone with this person. And if you have the right to say, I'm not going, I don't think you should go.
yeah.
Because there's not only that she's physically dangerous, you're emotionally scarred by this person. Go ahead, Ryan.
This is a real question, and not to discount the other ones, but it's easy for me to chime in on the crushes and stuff like this. But this is a lot harder of a question to give advice on because it's such a touchy situation and a significant one at that too. But speaking from someone who's experienced not at this level, but I guess it's abuse from their parents, or in this case it was my dad. But like sometimes people do change, and it's hard to see the change, and a lot of times they don't. Like so with my dad, He changed, and he hasn't laid a finger on me in like 6 years or something. But with your mom, she either may be making a lot of great progress, or she might not. And so, like everyone's been saying, you need someone there with you to supervise and make sure everything's going all right. And if you can say I don't want to go, yes, that's the best choice. But you still want to see her. Like I think it's still best to see your mom. Your family's telling you all these things about her. You haven't seen your own mother in 4 months. She's really not much is going to go wrong if there are other people around.
Yeah.
There has to be
And
other people
you just
around.
have to be safe about
Right.
it.
Did you want to talk about this, Bob? Because we do address this in the film.
Like you say, there's not a lot of facts, but it sounds like there's a divorce. Must live with the dad, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a 2-week visitation in the summer. She's not going to hit him in that 2 weeks, is my opinion.
Okay.
But she's got him for 2 weeks. She does anything. She doesn't get him at all. I just think there's a divorce around this, and there's so many rules, and you got to watch yourself. And she's without him for a reason, and she contemplates that also. So I think he's okay, but how you are inside is going to define your own personal reaction. And if this kid says, I'm not going near her, and has the wherewithal to, that's how he feels and that's how it's going to come down, then let it come down that way. Absolutely. Because people can change, his mom will change, and maybe she has changed, but maybe it's too late for him and her. Might be okay for some others, but it might be too late, but he's not going to know that till later. But I think he's okay for the 2 weeks because I think the situation around it's more complex than it sounds in that sentence.
Yeah, it's a short question, and I do think the adults who are currently in your life could do more to be reassuring to you so that you understand that you're going to feel safe, not just be safe, but
It
feel
would be
safe.
nice if she called and told him
Mhm.
she's changed. Come on out. We'll have a good time.
Right.
That'd be great.
Ryan?
The other thing is just, what I just realized is you have access to the Our Place Out Loud app where we have the hotlines. If anything happens, call one, and
Yeah, call
you'll
a
know what to
hotline
do.
if anything happens. And you can always, from anywhere, you can call Child Protective Services, and they will come and get you. We're going to do Thread Theater. Why? Because it's controversial this week. I don't think we assigned parts.
Smiley
So
face.
Ryan's going to be Smiley Face. Olivia's going to be Bex. No, you don't want a big part? You're the one going to acting school. CEO's going to be Sal. And Maddie, you want to be Starry Night?
Sure, why not?
And I'll be Wheezy. And let's get through this because, and we're not going to have too much time for debate because Bob's going to play a song. But
Oh, you can debate instead.
yeah, we can debate.
I
We
have
can go
some-
a little long, right, Howard? You're the boss. All right, so we've been having, I guess, in the debating section of the app, we've been having a lot of debates about religion. And religion and politics are two of the things that are very tricky to debate. And young people, you guys have been doing a really good job, a better job than a lot of adults do on most of the rest of the internet where they're not very civil or literate, and you guys are amazingly civil and amazingly literate. But still, when it comes down to religion, things are going to get a little tense. And so somebody posted inventing, Smiley Face posted inventing, and curtain up.
Okay, well, this is what I have a strong opinion on, so I'm going to want to talk about it afterward. But Smiley Face 000. I know it seems silly to vent on Our Place about Our Place, but whatever. I'm starting to think that I don't even want to visit the debating section. I've been offended so many times, and I have been recently told that if I don't believe in God, I'm a sinner and I will be punished. No matter what greatness I do, I can save rainforests, start an awareness program, help give confidence, anti-bullying programs, but if I do not believe in God, I am doomed to be punished. I'm getting ready to leave the debate section. It used to be one of my favorite sections, and I love to express my opinion, but now it's been filled with religious people who can't have a debate that doesn't involve Christianity. Not all debates, but quite a few. I have no problem with them believing it, but when they start to tell me that I'm going to be punished because I don't believe in God, I hate it. Why can't we just have some debates that don't involve Christianity? It stresses me out so much. Now, if anyone comes in and says that I was rude to bring it here, I wasn't. I'm expressing my opinion and venting. That's what this is for. And if all of a sudden being myself, that includes not believing in God, and venting when my feelings aren't acceptable, Our Place has lost its purpose.
I am a Christian, but people shouldn't be judging you on being or being rude. They should be kind and let you have your own opinions and thoughts. They must have it messed up because we, Christians, are supposed to try to be like God. Not try to be God, but try to be like Him, kind, loving, non-judgmental. And God lets us make our own decisions. Sure, He might ask us or want us to make other ones, but they shouldn't be making you feel bad. They should have a positive attitude and be nice. And the debating section isn't for putting other people down. It's for expressing your opinion and seeing other people's sides of the story. I also noticed you said that if you don't believe in God, you're a sinner. We are all sinners. They should know that, of all people. Being a Christian doesn't mean you're no longer a sinner. You still sin. It's just the way that we pray for forgiveness. Thus God and His mercy forgives us, but you have a right to believe whatever you want, and I'm not judging you or anything. So, yeah, smiley face.
I'm sad to listen to you, girl. I hate those negative attitudes of Christians. Not all Christians are like that. Some of them go on extreme. They would even take a life for it. That's what freaks me out. That's why I just stay quiet. But not all Christianity is like that, and not all Christians are like that. I believe because I met a lot of good Christians as well as bad Christians too.
Thank you. See, I've never tried to force my beliefs towards anyone, and I try to be positive and always tell it's either their decision, and they can believe whatever. I don't mind, because it's their life, so they can do what they want to, and I shouldn't be trying to force decisions on them. But also, I should be able to express my opinion too. It feels like if I've tried to express my opinion completely, openly, and honestly on some things, everybody would be at my throat. But I think everyone should be able to say what they want. as long as they are not trying to force what they believe on others.
I said we are all sinners. Everyone deserves hell. To go to heaven, you accept Christ as your Savior. I never said if you don't believe in God, you're going to hell. We deserve it because we're all sinners. You misunderstood what I was saying, and I didn't mean to offend you, and I'm sorry I'm sorry if you were that was not my intention. It's my belief, though. I wasn't trying to force you into believing. I was just saying the fact. Don't leave the section because of my post. If you don't like the religion posts, then ignore them.
And then I wrote, I want you to have healthy debates about religion, but I do not believe it is a fact that if you don't accept Christ as your Savior, you are going to hell. That is a belief held by certain sects of Christianity. Once again, it is a belief. It is not fact. You can believe what you wish to believe, but you must stop short of expressing the entirety of your belief if it includes telling people that they will be going to hell. It is my belief that they will not be. And Ryan has a strong opinion about this.
Yeah, so I think that religion and politics are some of those sections, in whether it be in the Our Place app or anywhere, YouTube comments or the just face-to-face conversations that get really heated, and people's opinions start to develop in ways that become offensive to other people. But just from like a personal example, I don't believe in God at all. And for an example, my Uncle Warren is a very strong Catholic. 90% of what he does, if you ask him like why he did something, he'll tie it back to God. He'll tell you why. I don't know how to explain it any better than that, but he's a very godly person. And he doesn't tell me that I should believe in God, and I don't tell him he shouldn't. And we just let each other have those beliefs. And he's still my uncle, and I appreciate him. But the other thing is there's this quote I can never remember perfectly, but Jake knows it word for word. Would you remind me of what that is?
What?
It's not a quote. It's the one from the Bible you were
What'd
telling me
you
about
say?
earlier.
Oh,
Where
yeah,
it has-
he who is without sin cast the first stone, whatever it is.
Yeah, something like that. So ultimately it means that there's nobody without sin. We all have sins, whether if you believe that not believing in God is a sin, whether it's that or whether it's the other things you've done. Even in the Bible, they point out that there's no one who has an all clean slate, and it's just not right to go around forcing your opinions on others. The debate section is where you can back up your opinions with evidence and express to people why you believe what you believe, but not force your opinions on other people.
Well, let me say that in the debate section, if people are talking about religion, we're talking about children who are in a family where if the family goes to church every week, they're being told that something is fact, and they're not being taught that it's a belief. They're just being told that it's fact. So let's try and accept that people haven't been out in the world where they've been exposed to lots of different viewpoints. They just have what they've been taught within their family. And so, let's be understanding of that. And I'm going to throw to Jake.
Okay. I'm a Pastafarian, which is not a Rastafarian, but a Pastafarian.
Right there with you.
We believe in his noodliness, the flying spaghetti monster. It's a sarcastic way of saying I'm an atheist. I thought there was kind of common ground that I don't insult your beliefs, you don't insult mine, because we can both insult each other's beliefs. That can both happen, but that just makes both of us angry. I thought we decided to have a rational discussion about things. If you start shouting at me, I'm going to shout at you as well. That's how this works. So just keep everything in nice, rational tone. That's a lot easier.
And you can't learn anything or open your mind or heart when you're shouting. Kyo.
I just want to say that when debating with religion specifically, I think you should be able to, ignore people who are just saying things just to say them, just to get a rise out of you. Because, that's not really a debate. So stop talking to those people if you want to debate.
I don't think that people in debating are trying to get a rise out of each other. I think
Yeah,
we're dealing
yeah.
with kids that are too young to have that as their intention. They're just saying what they've been taught
Right.
at their church, and they want everyone to go to heaven. So their intent is good. But we're going to have to table this discussion for right now. I don't know if we even have time for the caller, because I know Mrs. Jordan Chris Colfer is on the phone, but we've got Bob, and Bob's going to play.
Back for music.
Well, we could say hello to Mrs. Colfer while we get the microphone over there for Bob to. No, we can't say hello to her because Matt's the person that would push that button, and he's over there pulling the mic out of the way. Oh, Justin is leaning over, and hello, Mrs. Jordan Chris Colfer. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Are you? I don't have time for your question because you're going to just be on the phone with us while Bob plays plays and sings.
Well, is it a yes or no
Okay.
question? Is it
Oh.
a yes or no
Do
question?
you have a question for Bob? Or you have a
No,
question?
I was just going to comment on the Thread Theater real quick.
Okay, real quick.
I go to an all-girls Catholic school,
Mm-hmm.
and I know a lot of things about Catholicism and that stuff. And a lot of the Catholics believe that if you aren't Catholic, you are going to hell no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So it does have to do with that.
I know, it
Even
has
if
to-
you're one of the best people in the world.
Right. So that's what you're being taught at Catholic school.
But all the religions teach that. If you're not this, you're
Right. But do
everyone.
you,
No.
No.
Well, a lot of them do.
No.
No, because
I grew up going to a Jewish
I'm
school.
Methodist, and we believe that everyone's going wherever God chooses for them to go.
Mm-hmm.
And we also believe that everyone can take communion.
Oh, you
Catholics believe that only Catholics can take communion.
okay, so going to this Catholic school, does it offend your religious sensibilities at all?
No.
Or you're okay
I
with
just
listening to their...
stuff.
So you're taught that at that school that only Catholics are in heaven?
Well, they only go to heaven.
Well, that's
So they've
clearly
got
absurd.
Methodist kids in this
Well,
school.
I mean, if you don't believe, if you're atheist or you're some other kind of religion, why does that bother you? Because you obviously don't believe that. So it's not really something to argue. No, I'm not talking
I wasn't
specifically about
arguing,
her,
I
but
was
I'm just saying in general.
yeah,
saying
he's
that's
just
true
saying, when
belief.
he's saying the word you, he's talking about people in general. So I think it's
Oh.
confusing for kids to go to school and hear that some people might not be going to heaven because it's not a fact, it's a belief. How does
Yeah.
anyone know we're not on the other
I mean,
side?
yeah, exactly. Like, no one has been back to report. I promise you.
It'd be cool if they
Clearly.
came back.
Like, I mean,
I have the data. I've
mean-
gone and returned.
I took a picture.
We have to let
It's
Bob.
true.
I have one comment real quick. It's
Quick.
not about like it's about this, but it's not like a elaborating on this. It's just this is a big thing that I think is really important. Can we pick up with it next week and like start the
I
show
would
off
love
with
to
this as
pick
our
up-
first question?
Pick up with it next week and
All right.
start the show with it next
Cool.
week. But right now, Bob, would you like to introduce your song?
Oh, do we have time for a song?
You can dedicate this to our caller,
Well,
who is going to heaven.
believe me,
Thanks, Weezy.
I just don't go for the pick and choose. You're in, you're not. I don't think that's
It's
how
not
it
up to me.
rolls. But so, if any of you have you ever, you don't fall in love yet, right? Or do you? At this, I don't know.
I
Do
think they
you?
fall in love.
All right. Have you ever fallen in love with someone, but they're not going to fall in love with you? You've gone through that. So, yeah. Okay. Boy, jeez, you guys are busy out there.
Hey, Ian just texted bitter jest
No, that's
because that's what
I'll-
Ian does. He requests
I'll
bitter
do
jest.
this one. I never knew my love in you could go on without you loving me. Before you came along, never felt the thing so strong. Now I spend every day, every night thinking of you. Can I be with you? I've fallen in love. Can I be with you? You're all I dream of. Oh, my heart found its wings, and the soaring feels so right. Oh, can't I be with you tonight? Alone, moving slow, no place I can go, but all the way down this long, lonesome road. Until I'm with you, I will feel the way I do, and I'll spend every day, every night thinking of you. Can I be with you? I've fallen in love. Can I be with you? You're all I dream of. Oh, my heart found its wings, and the soaring feels so right. Oh, can debut with you tonight. At night in my favorite dream, you say you love me too. I've been waiting so very long to hear those words from you. Every day and night, I'm thinking of you. It does another chorus, but that's a long enough. That's good. Thank
That
you.
was awesome.
I know that's obligatory applause, but thank you. Thank you.
That
Bob,
was awesome. I enjoyed that.
That was so fantastic. Thank you, Bob Cowsill. Thank you to the panel. Thank you, Mrs. Jordan, Chris Colfer, and all of our callers and participants tonight. We will see you next week on Our Place Out Loud. Bye-bye.
Let's go back.